Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this year's edition of Tech Forum. My name is Peter Sandberg, and I'm the CEO of the Swedish Chamber of Commerce for the UK. And we are joining you today live from the SEB studio in central London.
Today is a fantastic opportunity for the UK and Swedish tech ecosystem to come together, a chance to facilitate key conversations and to support the growth and development of our thriving tech communities in both countries. London is home to creativity, resilience, fast-growing and open-minded communities. It is home to a large pool of talent, and we would love to welcome even more of that. London is open.
We are really living in super interesting times nowadays, and it's because we are in the middle of the next industrial revolution. But to me, it is not at all a storm that we're facing. It's a wave, and with a wave, that also gives you some really nice opportunities for a super good surf. So we all have the choice: do we want to surf on the wave or be left behind when the wave has passed?
It takes time for those things to have an impact. And the UK is in the lucky position that we set up our £1 billion AI sector deal now 4 years ago. That has had time to bed in and have its effects. So whereas American public investment is only just starting to get going, it takes years to produce results in these kind of programs.
My perspective on this is that a lot of things are at stake here, and the storm is coming. It's not a nice little surf at all, because AI is going to change everything in terms of how we live, how we work, how we learn, and it's going to have radical changes on the world and the society today.
That it's about focusing AI not just on corporate problems. It's about focusing AI on problems that researchers have interest in.
But what we really want to do is make sure that the people working on H&M, they get to work on the topics that are good for humans, the creative part, the things which an AI today can't do because it's not general enough, so that we lift them away from doing monotone tasks and actually being able to be the best humans that they can be.
AI enables us to see patterns that we as humans, due to our cognitive limitations, cannot see or are restricted because of time and resources. A teacher can't know what every child in a class needs at any point in time, but AI can enable them to understand better what every child needs. The same way a CEO can't know at any point in time what supply chain works best or when they need to change price points, but AI models can help them.
When we take a step back and really start asking about their data, what ends up happening is they go on a data transformation journey before actually going on an AI journey. And those are the clients we find are more successful in institutionalizing the processes that were mentioned, but as well as the technology and the outcomes they're seeking within their organization.
So AI will support us with many things and will release a lot of time for people to focus on more important things in the future.
A lot of people, can claim there's a great AI, but then the reality is that if they're paying customers or even like POC customers, if I call Ericsson that is using like an AI solution, I trust they understand the tech better than me. So if they're happy with what they're using and they're using it internally, and they're building critical applications or workflow around it, then that must be good. So customer calling is key, especially when the solution is quite complex.
So you have to understand what risks are there actually, and how should we respond to the prevalence of risk? Should we ban the AI usage that are prone to create risks? Should we ignore them and just hope for the best? Or should we do a cost-benefit analysis and take measures to contain the risk?
In the UK, for retail, the Home Office has set up a regulatory sandbox that will be looking at different forms of age checking at supermarkets. So, believe it or not, the average human guesses within about 4 to 8 years of accuracy of whether you're old enough to buy that age-restricted good, whereas a machine can actually do it probably to about 1.5 years of accuracy for 13 to 24-year-olds and about 2.5 years of accuracy across the board.
So with that said, we have now awakened to an era that every organization needs to put an ethical filter on their application to actually not breach upcoming EU law. And that's a very good stand of EU to compete with value-driven AI innovations and not capitalizing on dopamine and weaknesses, etc.
Thank you to all of you watching at home or in the office. We really appreciate all your questions and can't wait to bring you Tech Forum 2022, hopefully in person.